Hey everybody, this is Louie. Welcome to my first original video here on my new channel, The Wargaming Guy. Briefly, if you didn't hear my other quick little video I did, the reason that I'm starting this channel is because dumping all these wargame videos on my personal channel means that if you're not interested in other stuff I do related to my church or hiking or whatever, then you're going to have to be annoyed with those when you subscribe. This way, you subscribe to the Wargaming Guy, then you're just going to hear or you're just going to see wargaming videos. So makes it kind of pretty simple. So that's why I've done all this. And today, I'm really happy to do a little short introduction, or maybe not so short, who knows, to Strategic Command World War II War in Europe. This is the game that I've been mentioning that I've been playtesting. It's out. I was waiting to see if I could get a free copy, actually, from Matrix Games. They do that for reviewers, but somehow that didn't work out, so I just used my little discount that I get from Matrix Games for being a playtester and picked it up. This game is great. Now, I have a long history with Strategic Command. I've actually played it since version 1. And way back in version 1, it was much different than it is today. I've playtested a couple of versions since then. I'm not sure which ones. I believe it was Strategic Command 2 and World War I. They did a World War I version of it, and maybe one other. I honestly don't remember. As you can see here, you get all of these campaigns that come with the game. And what we're going to do is we're going to just play the first part of the Storm over Europe, which is the whole European war. We're just going to do the part that deals with Poland because obviously, if you can't beat Poland, you need to do something else. Now, this is something new with this game. You can, of course, pick your side. And over here, you got your difficulty levels. We're going to set it at intermediate, which is basically 0. But you can go, give yourself some, think you're better. You can go there, give the AI some help, give it some more help. Or you can drop down and give yourself some help. But I like to kind of start there. This is the cool thing. You can give the AI control over units on your side. So say if you're the Allies, I've done this a couple times. If you only want to play, say, the Russians, which in this one you wouldn't, since the Russians aren't doing anything till right at the end, you can do that. Or you can simply, just check it as you want. And the cool thing about letting the AI play one of the guys on your side is, if Fog of War is on, then you get to actually watch. You can't see how the AI moves the enemy, but you can watch how it moves your stuff. You can look at how it allocates research points, what it's buying. So it gives you an idea of how the AI plays the game. And best of all, if you are trying to, do something and the AI isn't moving your allied troops the way you want them to, or maybe it's just not attacking something it really ought to attack, because you get the first move in that turn, you can do that. I did this with I played the Russians, the Allies were AI, and there were a couple of times in Sicily where they just were not attacking where they should have. I don't know why it wasn't, so I just did it for it. And so you can do that occasionally if you want to. Now, here's some of your basic options. Quick animation, if you want to speed that up and make it a little less nice. Fog of War, which I think you should always play with on. Weather, undo moves, I do that. Last turn summary, I hate, so I turn that off. 3D units, you can get the 3D units if you want. I use the just the old-fashioned NATO symbols, because that's kind of what I like. And so, and you can change the border style. Different colors. So there's all kinds of options. Now, in the Advanced tab, you get all of this stuff here. You can get attachment highlights and preferences and all sorts of things. And then there's the scripts. Now, I haven't gotten into this much, but this is AI scripts. And you can see there's a ton of them under all kinds of practically every topic you can think of. So if you want to kind of change this, you can pick a script that you want in your game. You can decide that you don't want something in the game, like the victory. See, look at this. If you want to change that to go to 45 instead of 47, you can do it. There's all kinds of different things you can do in the scripts, and you can even learn to write your own. I haven't done that either, but you can do it. So this game is just great. It is a major evolutionary step from where the game has been. In SC1, the map was very small. The units had very little room to maneuver. It was extremely simple. SC2 came along, bigger maps, more room to maneuver. Herbert did one thing that really kind of bothered people, is that he went from hexes to squares, and we're back to hexes here. Yay! And that bothered, of course, a lot of people. And he introduced a lot of the other units. Besides infantry and armor and air and naval, he introduced, artillery units and anti-tank units. And people argue about that all along. Are those really realistic at this scale? No. Do they add flavor to the game? Yes. And that's what this is about. SC, or Strategic Command, is really, my opinion of it is that it's a game that focuses more on if the effect lends you a historical feel and recreates, roughly speaking, history, then even if the effect itself isn't terribly realistic, you go with that. It's kind of the John Hill School of Design. How he started Squad Leader way back in the day, and I really love this game. This is more complex than it used to be, but it's not nearly as complicated as a lot of others, and its replayability is just amazing. So here you go. We're doing the Axis, of course, here. So we're finally in a position to undo the dictats of the Versailles Treaty and blah, blah, blah. So it gives you a little bit of introduction here. Down here, you've got more things, like you can turn off the hex grid if you don't like it. I like the hex grid on, so I always have it on. And you can, hide and show units, and you can do all kinds of things here. So the interface is great. Now, another thing I love about this version of Strategic Command is you cannot, as far as I know, and this was discussed a lot on the playtesters forums, there's no magical way to get to Warsaw in 2 turns. It can be done because I did it once, but a lot of it depends on how your airstrikes go and where units retreat. So you're not going to have a for sure done deal here. You're just going to have to play and see how it goes. And I like that a lot. So, and then up here you can see you've got, these are your MPPs, your build points, and you can research and all that, pretty low to start with. Then over here you've got war maps if you want to take a look at things, who you've declared war on and all that. There's the strategy map, and which show where our units are. Your convoy map if you want to check out the convoys. It's all right there. It's very easy to find. This is your purchasing thing, and by the way, be careful here if you do select the AI to say do Italy if you're playing Germany, because when this pops up, you can buy stuff for Italy and you might not want to do that. You might want to let the AI do it. So, and here's a look at what's under production. You can see this is already cooked into the game, and you'll be getting these on the dates specified. Then you've got, let's close that out. You've got new units, which of course we have none of. Diplomacy. You have a certain number of points. If you have the MPPs, you can try to sway different units or different countries to your side. And so that's very cool. And, of course, you can also declare war on a country, so be careful. I'm hoping they move this declare war button over here. That was suggested by some of the playtesters, and I think it's a good idea. Research, really critical. Let me just say, having watched the AI and played myself, I think that these 2 things here, production and industrial tech, are the 2 most important, and you want to drive those up as fast as you can. Now, obviously, you still have to buy infantry, aircraft, tanks. You have to buy those in the production thing. Here you want to research higher quality of them. And you'll notice over here you've got command and control, infantry, armored warfare, aerial warfare. And if you're United States or Britain, amphibious warfare you're going to want to get that up because it lets you do more. So all of this is here, and of course it all costs money, and you can take care of that and buy as you wish. Also, headquarters play a big part in this game in terms of supply and morale. They're very important. They're very expensive. So you're going to, not going to be able to just buy as many as you want, but you're probably going to need more than you think you do, particularly in the invasion of Russia. I went into Russia the first time with 3 HQs thinking, well, that's, Army Group North, Center, South. And then I had the Romanians have their own HQ. Yeah, that was not enough. So you want to have enough to cover your guys so that you don't run out of supply. You can zoom in and out. As you can see, here it is. And look at this. We've got some sub and a raider out there. We're not going to do anything with that here because, we just want to kind of show you how the land warfare works. But there you go. So here's an overview of the map. You can see over here on the west front, the French are here. They're not as strong as they should be, but they're around, and so are we. These are the neutrals, of course. And by the way, there's Luxembourg. It's on the map. Little speed bump, you might say. So let's take a look at how this plays. And just to show you some of the things you can do, because in this game, units, you have core units like this guy and army units. The army units are stronger. You also have tank units. You'll notice they're not designated as to what size they are because you have tanks and then you have heavy tanks, which you can buy once you reach a certain point in your research and your industrial production level. But they don't necessarily represent anything specific. In other words, they're not a corps, they're not an army group or a panzer group. They're not necessarily division. You kind of get to choose what you think they are. That's one of those fuzzy things that's in SC that's not particularly realistic maybe, but it plays out well. So that's there. And they get to move and fire twice. And each of these units, by the way, if they have movement points left over, after you move them, they get to attack again. You can also switch a unit, hold down your shift key, and we can switch. And you can do that, by the way, and still reinforce that unit. So if you've got a unit in the front line, say this guy was weak and I wanted to replace him, if I had an infantry unit back here, I could swap that out and still reinforce him. And you reinforce, there it is. Now, I can't reinforce this guy because he doesn't need any reinforcement, but you can see it's right on the right-click menu, so it's really good. So let's get started. And it's been a while since I played this scenario, so I'm probably going to screw it up, but what the heck. Boom. And you'll notice you do have fighters, and the fighters will come in handy to attack enemy bombers and escort your own. So look at that. Enemy contact now. Good. You notice that 1 to 2. That's what probably will come out. He should lose 2. I should lose 1. You'll notice it didn't happen, but that's the way it should have happened. 1 to 4. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do it this way. Notice, again, I didn't get it. And see, he moved. Now, that changes everything because now, what do I do with this guy? There could be somebody there. There might be somebody there. But here's Warsaw. What do I do? If you run into someone you don't see, you attack at, and you usually pay for it. You're not prepared for it. But I'm going to go for it. And look at that. I got it. Okay, HQs, like I said, they're important. He's coming up. And this guy, I want to take Danzig. And now, see, I still can move. So what I'm going to do is just, I think I'm going to stay there because I don't want this little guy to move around behind me. Now, these units have zones of control until they get down to 5. 5 and under don't. So that means it's important to, obviously, to reinforce. Now, you notice here at Posen, these guys are dug in and they're strong. And if I attack, I'll probably lose and not gain anything for it. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to come up here out of East Prussia. There we go. Here we got some enemy interceptors and the escorts. So we'll see what kind of damage. Oh, we're damaging them. They lost 2. We lost 2. He lost 2. And nothing happened to this guy. So there are very few sure things in this game. Let's see. Yeah. Pull him down. And see, he's still got movement points. When they go dark like this, that means they've used up all their movement points. See, that did not go the way I wanted it to. But I'm going to swing him around anyway. And I can't move him back there. Well, let's hope he doesn't come. I'll tell you what. We'll move him up here, and hopefully he won't do too much damage. Now, down here, we got these guys, and we've got these guys. So, what are we going to do? I think 3 there, we can get 1. I'm going to do this and hopefully blow a hole through here and drive to Warsaw. Bam. Okay, that's nice. That's good. Let's move him up. Oh, see, if I could have gotten him, that would have been so nice. But I didn't, so let's pull him over and clear the way. Boom. So now he's driving deep. And look at that. He runs into an army. Sometimes they'll attack, sometimes they won't. So now I can, look at that, 1 to 3. It's well worth it. And my second strike should be the same. So I've almost taken that guy out. Meanwhile, this guy, I don't want him to drive through here and cut me off, so I'm going to come over here and hit him. Now, he doesn't have his own control, so that's good. And let's do that. There we go. I'm not going to advance because I'm a little worried about my flank, but what I will do, let's see if I can not engage him. Come on. Oh, I did. See? Well, those are the risks you run, right? No, not getting too far with him. Probably not going to get far with him either. Tell you what. See if we can get him to... Oh, sweet. Now, do I have any movement left? There, nope, because I can't get Krakow this turn. And I'm not going to do anything there. So, when you deselect, now you can save here, and you can look at your victory conditions or go to your options. Or we're just going to... No, we're not going to quit. What am I doing? Hello, see this big red arrow? Boy, you're learning a lot today, aren't you? That means end turn, so there you go. And see, you get these little things. Some of them, like morale, does affect the game. Polish morale suffers. Some of them will just be historical things. Okay, here's a decision you have to make, which is useful for further later in the game, particularly France. You can deploy it under strength, the Flieger division, or you can let it complete its training. And I definitely want to let it complete its training, even though we're not going to go that far. There you go. Oh, the UK declared war. France declares war. Everybody declared war. Here we go. Brits are switching over. Here gives you how much you've picked up this turn. And, of course, the further you go in the game and the more you conquer and the more your industry ramps up, obviously, the more points you're going to get. Now, the AI in this game can be a little slow. It's got a lot to do. So, which is another reason I'm playing this as my introductory thing, just to kind of give you a feel for the game without making you, sit through the longer pauses in the AI. I think when I do my first playthrough of that, which I hope to start very soon, I think I'm probably going to cut some of the AI wait time out, unless I have things I want to say to you, which I probably won't. See the G there? That stands for Garrison. You get Garrison Units in this game. You can see it in Warsaw, and see there, look at that. He moved up to block us. I don't think we're going to get Warsaw in the next turn, but we're going to take a shot at it. We'll see. It's just going to depend. When you do move units like this, then you cannot reinforce them. So that's important to know as well. And, of course, like I say, when they lose their zone of control, they're easily bypassed. One of my games, I was invading France as the Allies in D-Day and had carved out this bridgehead and everything was going good, and there was a Panzer unit over on my flank, and I had a unit that would block it from moving. So I thought, but I forgot the unit was 5. So he whizzed right by my unit, took my port, which was Le Havre, and I got him out like a turn later, but, it kind of messed me up. And, of course, it totally messed up my supply. But you can, so you got to keep your mind on a lot of these things. There's a lot of variables. It's still a simple game, but it's not simplistic. It's actually very, I think it's very clever in what it does. It's high replay value. I think the graphics look good. I'm sure someone will come along and make them look better. Usually happens in most war games nowadays. But hey, it's great, and for the price, I think it's well worth the price. And as you can see, we've created one big pocket there, and this turn will definitely create some more. If we don't get into Warsaw, we'll certainly create more. And here we go, processing events. And here we go, Canada declares war. They're all declaring war on me. There you go. Polish destroyers evacuated, so they pop up. You can't see them because we're on fog of war, but they pop up right there. And the convoys start. And, of course, you have subs and raiders out there, which the whole naval war is available to you as well. And so it's we won't really get into that but in this particular thing, but it's there. There you go. The Kriegsmarine is confident that they can bring down to blah, 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 send the U-boats and the raiders to target supply convoys, which, of course, also ticks off the Americans. There you go. Invading Great Britain, something to think about, which we won't deal with now. So, let's get back here and see what we can do. Let's see. Can I get? Oh, I can. That's important. I need to really get lucky with my airstrikes. And as you can see, I did not get very lucky with that one. Does not bode well. Oh, yeah. The Luftwaffe is letting me down, folks. That just didn't work very well either. Okay. How far can I get this guy? All right, let's bring him around. See if we can knock him off. He's not. Yeah, and I can't get by him. So, man, I wish those strikes had gone better. Okay. Beat up on this guy. There you go. Create a little side. Oh, yeah, that's it. Let's take this guy out. Normally I wouldn't do this, but just for kicks, since I'm trying to get down here in two, and there's no way it's going to happen. Dang it. Now you can, by the way, double click and you can move further, but you can't fight after that, and you can't do that extended movement in enemy territory. So, you're not going to get very far, obviously. Let's see if we can... No, we're not going to be able to bump this guy off. Wow, that hurt. All right, we'll forget him. Come over here and see if we can knock this guy out. Got him. And that's all the further he can go, so he's not going to be any help. I'm going to have to divert these guys here. Yeah, this is not shaping up well at all. I have not done a very good job here. Figures when you want things to go right, of course, they never do. We're still going to bring him down here. So if we can get you to get rid of him. Yes, it's shattered. So now the question is, what can we do here? All right. Now, does he have any? See, if he had movement points left, I could have swapped this and we might have had a chance. Now we have no chance. Unless, wait a minute. You guys cannot get to him, can you? Not without. Oh, this guy's so annoying. Oh, wait a minute. Doesn't do any good. I've got to get rid of this guy. Okay. Better than nothing. But not by much. Awesome. So now, oh, baby. Look at that. Yes! Well, that's a totally different way to get Warsaw in 2 turns than what I did last time, but it worked. So, hey, who am I to complain? And I can follow up and still spank him. There you go. All right. Well, we can't stop them from taking that town if they want to, but let's just see what happens. Not too shabby. So we'll wrap this up real quick here, maybe, for you. Polish morale collapses. The Red Army crosses. Polish morale plummets. Yeah, no kidding. And Poland's been a great success. Yeah, this is something interesting. You don't have to do the non-aggression pact with the USSR. You don't have to honor it. If you say no, you not only lose imports, but the USSR gets really ticked off. And as you can see here, it swings 20 to 30% towards the Allies. So you get to decide if you want to honor it or not. I'm just going to say yes. And there you go. Poland surrenders. So it is doable in 2 turns, even when you don't have the greatest turn in the world like I just did. So, hey, everybody, I'm going to cut it off at this point because this was just to sort of introduce you to Strategic Command, World War II War in Europe. But it's a great game. I will be doing run-throughs of this, playthroughs of this for sure. And I will probably start, hopefully in the next few days, and I'll be doing the 1940 campaign onwards. In other words, look, beating Poland's pretty much, obviously, it's going to happen. So when you start the 1940 campaign, though, it puts you in an interesting place in terms of units available. In some ways, you're better off. In some ways, you're not. So I think I'll just start with that and run through, and we'll see how it goes. So thanks for watching so much. Let your friends know if you've got any Wargaming friends about the new channel, The Wargaming Guy. And until next time, this is Louie, The Wargaming Guy, saying thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you later.